I'm Taylor Kyles for CLNS Media, and this is Perfect Patriots, a series where I'll be going over the top 20 prospects for New England throughout the draft. In this section, we're going to be looking at the best candidates in round one, starting with Oregon cornerback Christian Gonzalez. Now, what I love about Gonzalez is he's athletic, long, and has the size that you want from a boundary type corner. Now, the Patriots obviously struggled last year because they had a ton of smaller guys, but not a lot of big body corners who could keep up with guys like T. Higgins, who kind of tore them apart towards the end of the season. So with Gonzalez, not only do they have somebody who can match up with those bigger bodied receivers, but he also has the athleticism, the hips, the fluidity, and the long speed to be able to keep up with some of the smaller, twitchier guys as well. So instead of just having that guy who just matches up with certain players, you get a versatile guy who can go all over the secondary, play in the slot if he needs to, bump outside, but just someone who can match up with the receivers that gave New England trouble last season. So the Patriots are probably going to have to trade up to get Gonzalez from 14, considering he's more in the top 10 conversation. But if they did get him, you get a cornerback who could put opposite Jonathan Jones if you want to keep him as more of a perimeter guy, your number 2, keep Marcus Jones in the slot or vice versa. But bottom line, on early downs when you're playing more of your base zones, he can be that boundary guy for you. Put him wherever the passer's strength is. And then when it's certain situations like third down, obvious pass, where you know that you want him to match up against some of the wide receiver ones of the world, that's where you can mess with his alignment and kind of put him wherever just to make sure you've got an elite talent on another elite talent.
CLNS Media's Patriots coverage is brought to you by FanDuel. Sign up at FanDuel.com/Boston and get in on the action with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet.
So if we're going to get into Gonzalez's deficiencies, we're getting a little nitpicky. Now, he's a long corner, and like I said, he's got good size, but he's still pretty young. He doesn't have as much muscle as you might want against the real big-bodied receivers like, say, DeAndre Hopkins, who consistently wins with physicality. So if you're nitpicking, you could say, yes, he needs to add more weight. He also doesn't have the best ball skills, considering he's probably going to be your number 1 corner. The Patriots typically have guys like J.C. Jackson, Stephon Gilmore, where if the ball's in their area, it becomes a true 50-50 situation where they have receiver-type skills. Gonzalez hasn't proven to be that guy consistently throughout his career, but to his credit, he did have 7 pass breakups and 4 interceptions last season, so you started to see there is some upside, and he could potentially develop in that area of his game. So if Gonzalez is actually there at 14, he's someone the Patriots are sprinting to the booth to get. Now, realistically, as I said, it's more likely they'd have to trade up to get him. That said, Gonzalez is the type of well-rounded difference maker who can completely change the way New England plays defense, allowing them to go back to that style of matchup coverage that we saw during the second dynasty era. For all my in-depth written work, you can find it over at clnsmedia.com. And for all updates and videos, make sure you subscribe and like on YouTube at Patriots Press Pass.